Welcome to the 31st anniversary celebration of the All-University Excellence in Diversity Recognition and Awards program at Michigan State University. I am John Beck, Associate Professor in the School of Human Resources and Labor Relations.
And I am Deborah Johnson, Professor of Human Development and Director of the Diversity Research Network within the Office for Inclusion and Intercultural Initiatives.
And we are co-moderating this year's program. In 1990, MSU was one of the first universities in the nation to launch a program to celebrate diversity. MSU designed and implemented this unique and groundbreaking program to intentionally bring diversity efforts into the forefront by recognizing faculty, students, and support staff who led initiatives. The number and quality of the efforts made by members of our Spartan family over the past 30 years is a legacy that all of us can be inspired by and extremely proud of.
The EIDA program honors those who diligently engage in work and service to others that represent and promote the importance of diversity and inclusion. Each year, we invite the campus to submit nominations of people believed to be exceptional in advancing a culture of inclusion at MSU and beyond. This year, despite the pandemic, we received 19 nominations of individuals, teams, units, and organizations across the university campus. And we thank those who submitted nominations because you recognize the work that is being done on the ground. We know that now, more than ever, we must come together to support and celebrate the ways in which our differences make us a stronger community. We are living in a divided society, but divisiveness has no place at Michigan State University, and it is important for the members of our communities to know that. We continue the tradition of MSU being a leader by highlighting the many positive and inspirational ways that individuals and collective entities make a difference. Today, we proudly unite to recognize these efforts to better our community.
We thank the Office of the President for its continued support and participation in this program each year. We also thank the various university offices and units for their efforts to infuse the value of diversity and inclusion into their programs for students. A sincere thank you goes to the selection committee, whose members volunteer their time every year to identify exceptional awardees among many wonderful nominations. It has been my honor and pleasure to serve on the committee for over a decade and to represent them today in this award ceremony. Finally, to the many colleagues, friends, family members, and those who are merely curious to understand why we celebrate diversity at MSU, we are pleased that you have chosen to share this proud moment with us.
On August 1st, 2019, Samuel L. Stanley Jr., MD, became MSU's 21st president. Since his arrival at MSU, Dr. Stanley has moved decisively to ensure the university is a safe, respectful, and welcoming place for all. Student success and well-being, and growing MSU's extraordinary regional and global impact are his top priorities.
Soon after his arrival, Dr. Stanley launched a comprehensive strategic planning process for the university. He also named a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Planning Committee and has commissioned a feasibility study for a multicultural center. In October 2020, President Stanley announced the launch of a mandatory DEI learning program for the MSU campus community. It is one of many opportunities individuals will have to further their knowledge and baseline understanding of how we all can work together toward an equitable and inclusive university for ourselves and future generations of Spartans. President Stanley has stated that we recognize even during these challenging times that our responsibility is to ensure our continued commitment to becoming a safer, more respectful, and more inclusive institution. Please welcome MSU President Dr. Samuel L. Stanley, Jr.
Thank you, and I'm pleased to help recognize the 2021 Excellence in Diversity awardees. We thank all of you for your outstanding efforts to support and advance diversity, equity, and inclusion at Michigan State University. Achieving this recognition during the pandemic is especially commendable. It shows how a commitment to these essential core values remains central to who we are as Spartans. These values underpin the opportunity and excellence MSU represents as a vibrant, scholarly, and creative community, offering a broad range of ideas and perspectives. Our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion ensures that all who study and work at MSU can achieve their full potential in a place that is safe, respectful, welcoming, and supportive. While we have made real progress in the last year, we recognize there is much more to do. One of those deeply involved in MSU's DEI efforts is our new Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer, Jabbar Bennett. We announced Dr. Bennett's arrival last fall after conducting a national search, and he joined us in December. Dr. Bennett has an extensive background in diversity and multicultural affairs and was most recently the Associate Provost for Diversity and Inclusion and Chief Diversity Officer at Northwestern University. I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Jabbar Bennett for his remarks.
Thank you, President Stanley, and welcome to everyone once again to this year's Excellence in Diversity Award recognition. It is truly an honor to join you at this 31st annual celebration. I am so happy to be here and to commend individual students, staff, and faculty, as well as teams and units for their dedication and demonstrated commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. The Spartans who we recognize today are being acknowledged for what they've done, contributions they make to support students, staff, and faculty who study, train, and work on our campus every day, and contributions to help advance broad diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts in ways that are both unseen and often unknown to many. While their efforts have surely aided in making our campus more diverse, equitable, and inclusive, it is the character of these individuals that I would like to highlight and ask that you reflect upon. The people who we recognize today come to MSU from different places at various times, and they arrive here with a set of their own values, beliefs, and aspirations. Values based on their lived experience, beliefs that guide their behaviors, and aspirations for this place, MSU, the place that they call home. It is only through the dedication of students, staff, and faculty who understand that MSU cannot achieve true excellence without a sustained and demonstrated commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion that we have enjoyed such progress over the years and progress that we continue to make on a very promising upward trajectory. I am honored to have joined a community where all Spartans acknowledge the value of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and where all citizens of Spartan Nation can be recognized collectively for their intentional work and investment, and individually for the multiple identities they possess and various contributions they make to help enhance the learning, living, and working environment for all. Congratulations to our awardees and to my colleagues who helped make this event and its legacy possible. Best wishes, and John and Deborah, back to you.
Thank you, President Stanley, and welcome, Vice President Bennett. And now, we are proud to introduce this year's EIDA winners. The Emerging Progress category recognizes extraordinary initiatives of 5 years or less by individuals or teams at Michigan State University. To get us started in our first individual Emerging Progress category, we congratulate our recently conferred Dr. Amber Benton.
What I do inside the workplace really mirrors what I believe in outside of the workplace. I believe people should have access to opportunities, and I think that people should feel like that they belong at the institution. But I've always really been social justice minded, equity minded when it comes to folks who feel like they're underrepresented, not just in higher education, but also in our society. And I think it's my personal responsibility, my social responsibility to actually advocate for those folks. I know what it feels like. I was a first generation student. I'm a Black woman. I went to a predominantly white institution. I was actually one of 2 Black students in my first year class. So I can really relate to some of my students' experiences when they talk about being at a predominantly white institution. And so my thought process is that I want to give them something that I didn't have when I was their age in college. When policies change, when people's minds are open to talking about some of these issues, I feel like that's what's rewarding, because it means that my message is being heard. And so while the award is an honor for myself, seeing social change is really the big time, would be the lifetime achievement award for me. I'd like to thank James Madison College for nominating me, particularly, or specifically our interim dean, Linda Rashapi, Assistant Dean Jeff Judge, our College Inclusion Committee, and truthfully, I just want to thank all of the students, faculty, and staff on this campus who hold us responsible and accountable and push us to do better.
Congratulations, Amber. Also in the Individual Emerging Progress category, congratulations to Laura Scales.
Diversity to me means that we all get to celebrate the uniqueness within us. We can really highlight those moments and treasure those moments and find community when our diversity matches up with someone else's diversity, and find strength when we get to share those diverse moments with others. I chair the Diversity and Inclusion Student Committee, which allows our students to come together and have a voice within the department. And I also have had the pleasure of chairing the College of Arts and Letters Diversity and Inclusion Group, which we refer to as CIPSE, so the College of Inclusive Practices Committee, and just helping to make sure that we're looking at our practices within the college with a very inclusive and diverse lens, and that's been super rewarding, and I look forward to those meetings and all of the work that I get to do. We are always striving to be better, and that we're always striving to be the best Spartans that we can, and that we're not leaving anyone behind, and trying to think of our community as a circle rather than a square, so that there's no corner that someone can get stuck into. And whether it is a small change or a larger change, I feel like any change that can make someone's experience at MSU more positive is a great one. I was thrilled when I won the award. Floored would be the only word I could think to use to describe it. It meant a lot because the work means a lot to me. So it was amazing to be recognized not only by my department and my college, but by the university as a whole.
And our final individual award for Emerging Progress category, we congratulate Quentin Tyler.
I look at diversity, equity, inclusion as everybody's responsibility. So, I'm just associate dean at the end of the day. And to me, it represents a collective effort, of everybody that emphasizes and understands the importance of diversity, equity, inclusion. Whenever a student is choosing an institution or a college to major in, it's a lifelong commitment, So, they want to know they're going to be in a place in which they can be successful in. And also they want to be in a place where they can be supported. You think about the importance of representation, and also, understanding the place that ag and natural resources has in the world, and also understanding the various components of our land-grant mission. In order to have the solutions to feed the world, you got to have diverse representation. And that's one of the great points about MSU. It's a cohesive family in this work. Not only do I work in the College of Ag and Natural Resources, but across. We have several organizations, several councils, several groups that support you in this work. There's points where you're going to be high, and there's points where you're going to be low. But that's why you got to have a family within the college and also outside of the college. Means a lot, that your colleagues, took the time to nominate you. But also, I think it means not only for myself, but it recognizes the amazing efforts that's happening, in the Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and also in College of Ag and Natural Resources. I just want to say again, thank you for the folks, that I work with, right, who fully embrace me. Io Deladare, Emily Soroja, who just joined our office. I also want to thank Dr. Kelly Millenbaugh for the nomination, and also the support from Dr. Wanda Linscomb and Dr. Janine Royal, and also Philip Seaborn, as well as the Dean and Director group in the College of Ag and Natural Resources. They've been very supportive.
We also have 2 team awards. For the first team award for Emerging Progress, we congratulate Jessica and Michael Stokes.
We started Hives 2 years ago with the hope of creating more disability community on campus. And we have slowly started to see the fruits of that labor come back to us. And so part of that, there were already some events on disability and accessibility happening on campus, like the Accessible Learning Conference, which happens each fall. Hives has become part of that community, shown off our work there, and met many fellow disabled collaborators through that. But our events particularly have received responses from participants about the impact they've had on them and their relationship to their disability.
So just this November, we had a series of workshops with disabled eco-poet Eli Clare, who is also a disability justice advocate and a self-described rabble-rouser. And so these events were done in partnership with the Feminisms, Genders, and Sexualities Working Group, also in the English department, but also with groups across the university, including Writing, Rhetorics, and American Culture, the Romance and Classical Studies Department, and the Writing Center at MSU.
We sent out a survey after the events took place to see what kind of impact they had on people and what people learned from them. And in response to those surveys, we learned that people here at MSU who are disabled scholars didn't know about the wide disability community that does exist on campus. So we were able to connect them to that through these events, get them more engaged in things like the Accessible Learning Conference and other events on campus that are dedicated to the same questions around access that we are also committed to. So I was giddy when we found out, but at the same time, I knew that we have a lot of work to do, right? We're winning this award for diversity in the midst of a global pandemic. And so I felt both excited and ready to keep building our community and engaging in what we've been engaging in. What about you?
I was surprised and humbled. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic moment. It was shortly after we had just welcomed Latin Poetry Prize winner Jordan Scott for the last of our fall events. And it seemed like it meant that the conversations we were having were being taken seriously by the university, that it was time and space for conversations on disability justice and ecological justice.
And for the second team award in Emerging Progress, a community favorite and mine, congratulations to the Latinx Film Festival.
One of the things that we're trying to do is to showcase the diversity within Latinx cinema. So Latinx cinema isn't necessarily one thing that's necessarily fits into a box. Rather, what we're trying to do is unopen this box that is Latinx cinema and culture, and really put on display and show the wide range of diversity that exists within it.
We wanted to contribute not just showing different films, but acknowledging that diversity, that difference of our community. And I think that was one of the most interesting aspects of our festival, that we were very intentional about having that different and diverse female directors.
We felt that there was a gap that we needed to fill within our community. There has been film festivals around the area, but there wasn't a film festival with this goal in mind, which was to combine the community outreach with research and teaching.
So it provides, the festival itself provides a space in which people who come from different places are able to enjoy a taste of their own culture, and then people who are not familiar with those backgrounds, cultures, and histories are also exposed to it. And it produces a really dynamic space where people from different walks of life and culture are able to mix and mingle, talk, and debate about what they see on screen after the films are over.
It's been a great space, again, not just the physical, but like a educational, a social space that we have created with the Latinx Film Festival.
The recognition of the MSU Latinx Film Festival officially from the university is a really important thing, I think, for us as an organization and as a team, but more importantly for the university itself, because it really acknowledges not only the importance of the festival itself, and it's acknowledging that we are people from many different backgrounds and places that deserve recognition.
The Sustained Effort Toward Excellence in Diversity Award, or SEED, recognizes outstanding efforts made for at least 5 years during an individual or team's career at Michigan State University. For the individual SEED Award, Congratulations go to Susan Ewert.
In our college, we're trying not to just make a space for DEI, but to make it a foundation for all that we do. We have a program in which we're trying to increase the diversity of students who pursue careers, education and careers in the biomedical sciences and in research. We work with students from populations that have been underrepresented in the sciences. We know that for them to feel like they belong, that they have a place, that they can be successful, they need a sense of community, which we try to build through networks of faculty mentors and peer networks, other students who are in the experience with them. And then we also try to really facilitate their success. We know we have to go above and beyond a typical research experience. Working with those students and helping them find their own place in the world of research and biomedical sciences really is what motivates me and what I try really hard to do. I'm humbled at the recognition and honored and grateful to be working with such a vibrant team of individuals who prioritize diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'd certainly like to thank those who nominated me, Annette O'Connor, Dalen Agnew, and Hilda Mejia Abreu, who are great colleagues in this important work. I'd like to thank the leadership of our college, Birgit Pushner, and a fabulous team who prioritizes and works hard for DEI every day.
And for the teen category, sustained efforts toward excellence and diversity, congratulations to Beacon, Center for the Study of Evolution in Action.
We were delighted and happy to accept this Excellence in Diversity Award on behalf of all of the more than 1,500 people who have been members of Beacon over the last 10 years.
Diversity from the perspective of evolution is a critical component in terms of having diverse species, diverse solutions to problems. Diversity is inherent in Beacon in so many different aspects.
When Beacon Center was founded in 2010, we established very aggressive diversity goals, and within the first 3 years of Beacon operation, we were able to achieve those diversity goals.
One of the most important aspects of Beacon's success is our original diversity director, who is here for the vast majority of the NSF funding of Beacon, Judy Brown Clark. And Judy really set up an environment that is incredibly inclusive within Beacon.
It's incredibly important for us to not only bring in diverse students, but give them the opportunity to work with diverse researchers.
Make sure that there are people like them in Beacon, that we make sure that they feel welcome, that they feel included, feel heard.
So they can see themselves represented in the science that they want to do.
And so much of that has to do with the groundwork that Judy tirelessly spent time on.
In addition to Dr. Judy Brown Clark, we want to thank Dr. Percy Pierre, who played a pivotal role in Beacon's early years in recruiting so many students from HBCUs and other places to help increase Beacon's diversity.
The one other person who I really want to thank and really appreciate for these diversity goals is Connie James. And Connie is the business manager for Beacon, but after Judy left, she took over as Beacon Diversity Director, and she has also been doing an incredible amount to really make students feel included and bring in the strongest, brightest, and most diverse group of students.
Units and organizations are recognized for either excellent progress toward advancing diversity within community or excellent progress toward diversity collaboration. For the organization, Excellent Progress Toward Advancing Diversity Within Community Award, we congratulate the American Economic Association Summer Program.
I was absolutely elated and surprised. We didn't know that we had been nominated. And you don't do this work for the recognition of it. You do it because it is good for the profession. And I had been working with the AEA and with the Federal Reserve System, and it was just wonderful to have such great partners in this endeavor. The American Economic Association Summer Program is a program that encourages and prepares underrepresented minorities to do PhDs in economics. And we have two levels. The foundations level is meant to expose students to the economics profession, and the advanced level is for the students who are a lot closer to applying to graduate school. Typically, the students are primarily Latino and African American, but they're also Native American, Pacific Islander, Native Hawaiian. So we have a lot of diversity in our program, and they learn from each other. That's a big component. There's a lot of peer learning. They learn in study groups. They learn from the graduate students. We have graduate students from all over the country, as well as from MSU, who support the program, and we have faculty from MSU primarily, but we also find faculty all over the country as well. So there are many dimensions to the diversity of the program that feeds into the information they receive about being successful in graduate school, being successful in a career in economics. So it may be academia, it may be something else, but there are lots of jobs out there for PhD economists, and we just want to make sure that we are exposing them to as many different facets of the economics profession as possible.
And finally, the Lifetime category recognizes exemplary efforts made throughout a career at Michigan State University for developing a program or programs that are sustainable within the university. In the Lifetime Achievement Award category, we congratulate Dave Witherspoon for his unwavering and long-standing commitment to the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and a subtle force within the university.
When I was a student, there was a concept that you couldn't find anyone that was considered a minority, including women, couldn't find a minority to fill these positions that came available. And this organization has, turned that argument upside down, and that not only can you find them, you can find very skilled, very specialized in areas that of all aspects of agriculture and natural resources and related sciences. It's a collage of different people, backgrounds, and technologies, philosophies, and preparation. But that's what's needed. And the thing that I believe that makes this different is that the easy problems have been addressed. The problems that we face as humans is how do we keep production and take care of the environment and feed everyone on this planet in a way that we minimize the damages. And it takes all types of people to figure that out. And that's what this organization has focused on, is bringing more minds to the table to influence what that future looks like. And I sincerely believe that, you can be a visionary, but you can also kill an organization if you stay the head of it too long, and you really need to support the next generation of leaders. And the fact that undergrads started this organization, I strongly believe that they should also have a strong influence on it, because that is the future of what this industry and fields of study is going to look like. But I'm so happy for all the others that have joined in this effort to make a difference. And so the passion, the concept, the philosophies behind it, it was contagious, and it has made a difference in how agriculture and natural resources looks in terms of who's involved in industry, who's involved at the university level, and as well as the government. Being from the Midwest, I think I have that same disease that so many of us have, is that, you do things not looking for anything in return. And when they suggested that I should be, they would like to support a package, and this was from my colleagues, I was elated, humbled, and touched being from the academic side of the institution, it's great to be recognized for the efforts that you've put in to try and make a difference.
As we conclude this program, we once again wish to congratulate all the winners and their nominators and supporters.
We also wish to thank President Stanley and Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer Jabbar Bennett for their administrative support. And we especially thank the Selection Committee for their steadfast support of the program. We thank you.